Welcome to Women Forward, where ordinary stories shape women. So, welcome back to episode 2. Today, we have a wonderful lady over here with me, somebody that I know, but also I do not know. And that's where I invited her so that she can share her journey with you. She has a lot of good stories, but at the same time, a lot of memories that I think all of us can learn and pick some of her inspiration from this, that you can continue your entrepreneurship journey through her story. So today we have Yan here.
Hi, hello.
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
No, I always wanted you to be here.
I've always wanted to be here. I mean, the last time I came here was a few years ago.
Yeah.
I just moved in and I
Yeah.
was so in awe of the whole
yes.
look and feel of the office.
You haven't seen the other side.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna go there later after this.
Great. Fantastic. So, yeah, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit to others.
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of people know you, but we have a lot of new audiences out there who do not know you too.
Right, I like that. I know her, but I also don't know her. I like that. I'm just gonna copy you and use that the next time I talk to someone. So, hi, my name is Yan Lim. You can call me Yan. Lim is my husband's family surname that I borrow after I got married to him because my full name is really long and I don't really, resonate with the given name. Long story short, maybe we can delve into it later.
Yep.
I am a mother of 4.
Okay.
I have 2 boys and 2 girls.
Okay.
The eldest child, son, he is 22 years old.
You look
And the
so
youngest is
young.
6. Sorry, 5. I look young. Yeah, I am young. I am young.
You are
actually.
young.
Because I had him when I was 19 years old. I was a child myself when I had him. So yeah, I have 22 years old son and then 12 years old daughter and 9 years old son and then 5 years old daughter.
Wow.
Yes. And in terms of work, I am currently the CEO of iOli Communications. It is a Stratcoms agency, PR agency in PJ, based in PJ. I am involved with a lot of social work, NGO work. In fact, we just launched our very own social initiative recently, about 3-4 months ago. It's called Project Good.
Mm-hmm.
It is an initiative to help NGOs, social enterprises, or anything good. That's why it's Project Good. By doing good, by providing our PR and comm services pro bono. So it is a collective where I put together people like writers, comms people, PR people, media practitioners to contribute their time, to give their time to help these initiatives, NGOs, with their communications and, publicity needs. So doing good for good people, doing good things. Project Good. What else? I am...
Wait, is it a pro bono or
It's
how
a
does
pro
it work?
bono. So everything. So meaning, say for example, we are a PR agency, right?
Yep.
So our clients pay us a lot of money, like retainer accounts can be 22,000 a month. Then we provide all the PR services for them, Stratcoms, media relations, even like social media kind of services, activations and whatnot. So under this Project Good, I'm using my resources under iOli Comms, but not just us, but I'm also leveraging on our peers in the industry who want to do good, like you or whoever, come in as a collective and, contribute X number of hours a month. And we use this collective to provide those PR services that are supposedly very expensive that we are charging for our paid clients.
Yeah.
But for these NGOs, it's free of charge.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been running for about a year plus, but officially we just launched it about 3 months ago.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's very exciting.
Interesting. So we want to move back a little bit about the background. I know that you actually grew up in Terengganu.
I did. Yes.
So I found out a little bit. I want you to elaborate a little bit more because I also found out that only recently about your grandma and about your background and also to see the whole entire story from where you were and where you are today. I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of myself too.
Exactly.
But thank you for saying that. It's really nice to hear.
Yeah. So why don't you walk me through the
Yeah, I
journey?
can. It's actually one of my favorite topics to talk about my late grandmother. And also when I tell people, I mean, officially it's Terengganu because of the address, but I'm more of a Kelantanese girl instead of Terengganu girl. Reason being because, okay, so where we were is called Besut, so it's actually a border of Terengganu and Kelantan.
Yeah.
And we don't speak Terengganu dialect. We speak Kelantanese dialect. So that's one. And yes, honestly, it was not an easy start. I was raised in a Thai settlement. So my maternal side, my grandmother, my most favorite person in the world, she's from Kelantan. So my grandparents came into Malaysia a long time ago because they were refugees and they were given a piece of jungle forest to explore, and they started building it into a settlement.
Right.
So I was born there, I was raised there by my grandmother. My parents were not in our life, so everything was by her. So she would really have, so she was this person, this woman who had nothing, but always gave everything to everyone in her life. And there were four of us, three of my siblings. My siblings, two of them and me, three of us, and my cousin sister. So we were raised by her. And then I got good results, straight A's in UPSR. So I was offered a place in Sekolah Berasrama Penuh, a boarding school. And then I went on to study in Dungun for 5 years, completed my SPM, then got myself into UIA to study law. I did law, and then that was when financially I was not doing well. And also that was also when I conceived my first child, my son, and I became a mother and I started working, and study was really hard, and then I had to drop out. It used to be, I mean, it was hard, but now I can tell it with a very calm voice. I don't know whether it sounds calm, but I can now. But it used to be like, I used to have this vibration in my voice when I used to tell this
So
story.
you speak from the wound.
Yeah, it does, right? So anyway, so long story short, and I dropped out and started working. I started doing my PR, I started, finding interest in PR, and here I am today. I think I am in a good place today, and I am a mother of four, and I think I'm doing really well.
Of course, it's like 4. It's not easy.
That
One
sounds
is
like a lot,
it's
right?
okay, and then 2 it's a little bit handy, and then 3 is like
What are you thinking about?
psycho. Sorry, mothers, thinking about what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
You guys
I
are psycho,
know.
but it's just that I cannot imagine me taking care of 4.
Yeah, I can't imagine myself doing that
2,
either.
I think it's just bearable, but 4, you need to have mama, all the mama out there and yourself.
Yeah.
You are more than just being very powerful. Your mental strength
Yeah.
and the way that your unconditional love for others, there's no limit.
Well, I would love to take all the credits. I might, but it's really the support system. It's my
Of course.
husband.
Of
It's the
course.
whole thing. And now that we can afford it, we have paid help and everything. And I'm not ashamed to admit that, I'm relying on paid help, because for us to
That's
be able
okay.
to do what we need to do,
Yep.
we need to accept that sometimes we need help. So, I can take some credits for being awesome. I think I'm pretty
And
awesome.
the rest goes to the other gentleman.
The rest goes to that gentleman who's recording this session right now.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think it's easy. I followed your stories and I've seen, your journey and all that. And it's definitely, there was a bit of curiosity in me to always hey, you have a journey that is unspoken. And that's something that always makes me curious, what are the ordinary life that you have went through that shape who you are today? That's why I created this podcast for more ladies to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because we all we all actually come up from ordinary life and then make good of everything and then turn out to be better.
Correct.
And for
I like
yourself, it is the same. It's I wouldn't say everybody's journey is the same, but you definitely have, shown as a person that never give up.
Yeah.
Then I do have a question.
Yes,
Why
go
did you
ahead.
give up your dream as a lawyer?
Oh, wow. My God. I used to feel really heavy every time I talk about it because
Because I know you want to be a lawyer.
I've always wanted to be
Yeah.
a lawyer since I was 5 years old. A kindergarten teacher. I mean, I went to Tadika, so it's Kemas. Kemas is a government kindergarten.
Oh, okay.
So meaning for
In
in
KL?
rural areas.
Oh,
So in the rural
okay.
areas, you don't have all these private school kindergartens there, right? And because we were so poor, and when you mentioned the word ordinary just now, I was like just thinking, ordinary, was my life ordinary or was it extraordinary in a way that we were so poor? We didn't say we were poor. We just said that it was life because we didn't understand the difference between poor and not poor, right? But we were really poor. We didn't have civilization. We didn't have clean running water. We cook using river water behind our house. We bathe there like kerbau. When you look at pictures, people go into the river and bathe. So that was us. We, did laundry in the river, everything using the river water. So it was rather extraordinary in a way. And now I can say it with pride. So yes, giving up my dream to be a lawyer, I am actually don't know whether I have given that up because I'm this crazy person who, and last year I decided to do my masters, my MBA, and it just happened overnight because I couldn't sleep one night. And I went
Okay.
through the internet and I just enrolled myself to do my masters, and I just completed that recently. And
Nice.
recently I spoke to a friend who just completed her doctorate. I feel like, should I like go back to law school and do
Okay.
that, right? But putting that aside, because I'm gonna KIV that because I'm gonna KIV that crazy for now. But yes, it was to me to be a lawyer, I felt like it was like it puts order in my life. Someone who was living in poverty, right? So I felt like I didn't have that order, didn't have that proper structure, the kind of family that you see in the textbook, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather kind of things, right? So I felt like sometimes, even as a young child, I felt like I didn't have structure in my life. So I wanted order, I wanted structure. So that dream that my teacher, the seed that she planted in me to become a lawyer, I felt like it was an order like, here, this is the path. This is going to help you build a future that will have the order and the structure.
Yeah.
It will help get you out of this poverty. So I thought that was it. So that dream to be a lawyer, it was more than cita-cita. It was more than ambition. It was something that I needed to do to help my grandmother and myself and my siblings even. But because money was not, well, I didn't have money. I wanted to say that financially I was not doing well, but really I didn't have money at all. I was like kais pagi makan pagi when I was 19 years old. And whilst I was doing well in school, but no money, right? To eat and all that. And I had a young child. I had a newborn. So it felt like I was lost for a long time. In fact, I feel like the feeling of feeling lost, I carry it. It follows me until today. Sometimes when people talk about being a lawyer, or I watch a TV series or movie, I feel like, oh, I can do better than that kind of things. But yes, to answer your question briefly, I did that because of circumstances, money, as well as I needed to work, and working part-time was not enough to fit both of us.
Yeah.
So I needed more, right? I needed to put in more hours. So that's the first reason. Second reason was because I think that time, the circumstances sort of pushed me to choose a different path. And today I can proudly say that I'm so glad the circumstances pushed me towards that different path, because I don't think I could find that path by myself if the circumstances didn't do it, which is the current path that I have. So it turns out to be good now. But the feeling of loss, dissatisfaction, maybe even anger, it shows up once in a while. It still does. Yeah.
That's exactly coming to the question that I would like to ask about yourself. and a little bit about how you overcame that, because you became a young mother at a very young age while people are chasing dreams, while people, living the life of, youth, right? And there you were, like struggling, taking care of a kid, baby some more, and you have to make money and managing expectation all around at a very young age.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine, but I also, there must be a lot of emotion that went through. So how did you survive that season?
Oh, it is. I'm having goosebumps. I mean, I saw that question earlier. I mean, and I purposely didn't want to go through that questions too much because it gave me, I don't know, I feel like I'm, the feeling of revisiting that hard times. And I'm okay. It's just that at that time, if I can be completely honest with you, I don't think during that time I had the luxury to think. I was just trying to survive. I was just trying to make a living, right?
They say strong is the only option.
Yeah, being strong is the only option, really. And I never thought about it when I was living that, right? I mean, I only started thinking about it when I slowly, one foot at a time, getting out of that condition, that situation. Then only it probably allowed me a little bit of bandwidth to think about it. But during those years, I never really thought about it. But it was really hard. It was really hard because we are talking about, to be honest, I've always been really good in my study. And that's something I'm very, very, until now, I keep nagging at my children that, hey, mommy was really good, and all the straight A's and that kind of stories. And yes, I was really good. And because of the circumstances, I had to forego or I had to drop out. It made me angry. So once a while, I felt like it was the anger as well as the loneliness. But then again, that seeps in when it does it. I will just tell myself that, hey, you know what? I don't have a luxury to think about that because most of the time I was just trying to get by. I was just trying to earn a living and honestly, life. The salary was working that time was hard because the salaries were really low for someone who only have SPM in terms of the certification. Back then, during our time, it was all about certification. It was all about the tertiary education. Like you go onto Job Street, a minimum of bachelor degree in whatever for you to secure a job, right? It's not your personality, it's not your skills, it's not
your story.
It's not your story, right? So it was really hard. So for me that time, similarly to all my peers, and maybe even you, we needed to work many, many times extra hard compared to today's generation because we had to start from zero. There's no way we can be an executive in a job, at least for me, because I only had SPM. Right? So I had to start from zero, really zero, like NH was zero. So it was hard. So salary was really small. So I had to do multiple jobs. I remember morning to 6 p.m. I will go and do an office job as a customer service, and then in the evening I will wash toilets. So there's this petrol station along Jalan University. So I was in UIA. So the matriculation campus in UIA is along that road, Jalan University in PJ, right? So I will walk to the petrol station near the KFC there, and I will wash toilets, and I will earn like 20 ringgit, 50 ringgit. And then after that, I will teach the children in my flat tuition, math, English, and science, and I will earn from the tuition fees. So there was a lot of work being done while also carrying my little child. So it was hard. It was really hard. I don't know. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. You did. I think I love that you elaborated that when people see you now, they thought that you might have everything in place. And little did even myself know that You have gone through this series of life in order to get where you are today. I never imagined you cuci tandas.
Yeah, I'm really good at that, by the way. I was just having that conversation
Are you
with my
serious?
helper this morning.
Oh,
So because I realized when I explained things, maybe she couldn't understand. So I actually went down and
demo.
the demo. I'm actually very good at cuci tandas. It's like spanking clean. Like I'm really good. The movement of the way I hold the brushes.
Which movement go first and all that. You're good at that.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Kejut lah, I mean.
Yeah.
But I think it's good that we share our journey.
Mm.
And I think your journey has been nothing but made you even more stronger and powerful and, radiant, as a person. Because I think we will never just come out and look powerful because we could, especially confident and self-esteem are two different things. And I noticed a lot of people confuse between confidence and self-esteem as two completely different things. And when we talk about confident, all of us, like even myself, when we go out, we look very confident. But that doesn't mean we have fixed our internal. And that's something that I will always say, work in progress. And you have shared a story today. I can tell you, it's the baby step and the first step to healing.
Yeah.
It is. That's what my therapist always say. The moment you're willing to speak up or you're ready to talk about it, not feeling that pain, that means you are speaking from a wound, not the pain.
Speaking from the wound.
Yeah, not the pain.
Okay.
Pain is still raw.
Right.
That means when you revisit, you're still crying and something, you're still angry and things. But when you speak from the wound, that means you know that let's say you cut your handgun. There is always the wound there you remember. When you think about it, you still feel that little pain over there. But you won't be mad at yourself being silly for, cutting yourself. And that's where you know that history is not going to be erased. It's going to be a lesson. You're okay to speak about it. Rather than when you speak about it, you're still angry at the person who cut you and all that. That's the pain.
Yeah.
So when I want to share a journey or I want to share my lesson or something happened to me, I want to make sure I speak from wound, not the pain.
Right. I like that. I always say that speak from the heart, not the brain, not the mind, but speak from the wound, not the pain. In terms of sharing the story of pain, right? Or
pain is still
obstacles.
raw.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just gone through or you haven't closed the chapter. We all have our own little jukebox that we will close it. But some people, they are not ready. So when you're not ready, that means you're still going through that pain.
Yeah.
So no point, or if you're not ready to speak about it, I always tell, don't talk about it. Only speak when you're ready and it's already a closed wound that's not painful anymore.
Yeah.
So when people speak, when we touch, you feel it, but it's not painful.
Yeah.
So that's where the wound is.
Yeah.
And that goes into our life as well.
Yeah.
No one born equally the same, but we all have our journey and we all have our pain. And what we want to achieve is to speak from the wound.
Right. I like that. I'm going to apply that moving forward.
Yeah. So when we speak, we will think about it. Am I ready to speak about it? Am I ready to talk about it?
Yeah.
Then the question I always ask myself, am I speaking from the wound or the pain?
Okay. Right. Okay, that's actually very, very relevant to
Yeah.
the current situation that I'm facing. I'm just going to read more about that and see how I can apply it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it is pain, that means you know you're not ready.
Yeah.
And that means you don't want to talk, you don't want to touch, you're still work in progress.
Yeah.
So if it's wound, then I know it is.
Yeah, we are all a work in progress.
Of
I tell you,
course.
I can never say that enough. Like we are all a work in
There's
progress.
no perfect version of a boss
Yeah.
or a mother figure or father figure.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as perfect figure.
Yeah.
There's only a work in progress figure.
Yeah, we are constantly learning to be better in whatever version that we are, whatever role that we play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I make sure that if somebody wants to share something, it has to be something they're comfortable.
I can see that the way you ask questions, you try to read whether or not I'm comfortable to share, and the amount of comfort that I have to share, how much, and then you will read my face, and then you will only come in when you see that, okay, I think she's done. She doesn't have any more to share, or that's all he can share for today.
Exactly.
That's what's happening here, right?
Yeah. So that's why I prepare a lot, but
Yeah.
I will pick.
I like that I'm not paying 400 ringgit for this session, because usually I need to pay 400 for 45-minute session.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you got a good one then.
Yeah, I got a good. Yeah.
But one thing I'm very curious to ask is that
Yep.
not many people know you, like myself. I know you, but I also don't know you. So what is that one biggest misconception people had about you those years and now?
Right. I think, my personality is really happy, bubbly, and confident.
Shiny.
And
Good morning, everybody.
yeah, it's very energetic. I'm
Yeah.
always the energizer bunny, right? And don't get me wrong, the confidence has always been there. My success didn't give the confidence to me. It's always been there. It's always been there underneath it all, right? Success only give it somewhere to be, right? So the confident part, yes, I am a very confident person. But the misconception is that sometimes, for the lack of better words, sometimes they feel like, the empathy that some people give to people who are not as confident as good as we are in the way we carry ourselves, the empathy will be given voluntarily to those people.
Right.
But I feel like sometimes the empathy is not given to me the way it's given to other
Others,
people. Just
yeah.
because I'm confident, I'm happy looking, I am successful looking, I am, all that, the sunshine and rainbows and bubbliness and that kind of things. And the misconception that I think people have towards me, and not just think, because recently I just had a deep conversation with some of my friends and some people in my life. The misconception is that I don't need the same amount of empathy or understanding, or I wouldn't say sympathy, more empathy, all that things compared to other people. So because I'm strong.
You're a strong woman.
I'm a strong woman.
You are Yan.
Because I'm Yan, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it gets really lonely. The feeling of isolation for me, is more powerful for someone like me, for someone who is an overachiever, who is high achiever. And because I am high achiever, I am resilient. And because I'm resilient, I portray those personalities and, I don't know, persona, right? Because I'm resilient. I mean, I do woke up on some days that I don't want to go to work. I've had enough of this. And I don't want to do anything. Like, you guys sort it out, like, at work, whether it's staff or family. I have those days, but I still wake up because you know what? Because people are depending on me.
Yeah.
Whether it's the family members or whether the employees, right? Or maybe even just the people in my life, right? So I'm not extraordinary or that special of a human being that I don't have bad days, or I don't get moody, or I don't get sad, or I don't get angry, or that you think that you don't need to be to give me the empathy or the understanding you have to give me. But that misconception or that misperception of me, unfortunately, is still happening. It's like, what do I need to do to receive the same amount of understanding and empathy that you gave to that person A? Because I want the same thing, please. But I think because of our persona,
yes,
I don't allow myself. I just spoke to my therapist recently, and then he was like, "Yeah, because you don't seem like someone who needs it or would be open to receive it." So, and then we went through an exercise and all that, and then we peeled some layers of, I don't know, traumas and whatever, right?
a jukebox.
Like, all the things come out, right? But I realized, if I can, give a shout, if there is a PA system to the world, like, hey, this is Yan speaking here. Hey, I might be strong. Yes, I'm not strong. I am strong. But hey, I'm human too.
Yeah. We need help too.
I need help too, or I need a little bit of empathy here, like understanding here, like give me some break, cut me some
You
slack.
can be vulnerable too.
Yeah. So that's something that I think would be that one that I would like to highlight.
Yeah.
Hoping that maybe all those people who will listen to this podcast like, okay. And next time I see Yan, I'm just gonna be, take it easy on her.
Be
a
more
little
kind.
bit. Yeah.
Be more
kinder
kind
to her. Yeah.
Then maybe you should share a little bit more to our audience out there. Is that who is Yan when she's not on the camera?
Oh, who is
Who are
Yan?
you?
Actually, I'm a lover.
Mhm.
I'm a lover. It's
To your
something
husband.
everything. Yeah. I mean, not
To your
that kind of
kids.
lover, right? It's a loving,
Yes.
right? So I was just going through some thoughts last night. I was
Yeah.
just, because I meditate and I know meditation shouldn't be thinking about things because meditation is about now. It's not about
Mhm.
past, it's not about future. But yeah, sometimes I think during meditation. And I was just thinking that I was thinking about my late grandmother because of the questions, right? I was like, okay, getting ready for tomorrow. I'm so excited to meet her and do this podcast with Elise. And I was like thinking about my grandmother, and there was one thought that crossed my mind. Like, my grandmother was a woman with nothing, like she gave everything. And she she gave so much love, not just for us, four of us, but also for the people in the village, for
Wow.
everyone, for her daughter, my mom,
Yeah.
who was going through her own set of struggles
Yeah.
as an adult that time, hence why we were under my grandmother's care. And it was all about warmth. It was all about love. And I think everything that I am today is thanks to her. So I am a lover. Really, that's I am. So I'm actually I mean, I can be angry when I want. So I'm not going to talk about my negative side because I'm going to use this airtime to talk about the good things about me, right? So I am very gentle at home. I am very manja with my husband, with my children. So my children really spoil me.
Wow.
So not just the
I
daddy.
could see on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Really, really sayang you.
Yeah, my children really spoil me. I don't need to get up to get my own water. One of them will get water
So
for me.
sweet.
One of them, even if my phone is just like a few meters away from me, a meter away from me, I don't need to get up to get my phone because one of them, just call one of them and they will come and get the whatever that I need, right? So I'm also very chill, very, very laid back person at home. And I like to cook.
True.
I like to host.
Bought your sambal, remember?
Yeah, that was the first encounter. That was how I got
Yes.
to know you because I was just talking to someone how I met you. I think I was talking to Adeline.
Yeah.
That's how I met you because you were supporting my
Sambal.
paste, my
Yeah,
sambal
sambal paste.
during
Oh, I
the
love
pandemic. It was dark days, the pandemic. So
Yeah.
I had to survive, and I made
True.
paste, and you bought from me because I was also saying that, hey, she's like the most supportive friend because I was asking her about how you've been supporting Play Malaysia as well. You've been like shopping and buying so much from Adeline.
Oh, I love it. I'm wearing it actually.
Yeah, you see that kind of things. And I said, yeah, she's that girl. She's that girl because how I met her was I don't know whether she even cook at home, but she bought my paste. I didn't even ask her whether she ever used the paste, but she bought a lot of my paste during the
I give
pandemic.
it to all my friends.
You see, I knew it. So that's you, right? Being supportive. So yes, I like to cook. It's very therapeutic for me.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, so that is me at home. That's me when nobody's looking. And when I say nobody, people who are not my husband and my 4 children, that's me. But the minute there is a 6th person looking at me and they're not my husband and my 4 children, then the persona will come out. Like suddenly I'm like put together and that kind of things. Not all the time, but I feel like, especially at work, that's who I am.
That's a different hat that you put on.
Yeah.
And that's the hat that you recognize.
Yeah. And it's
How
not
you
bad. I'm not
survive.
saying that it's bad. And
No.
it's a hack that I applied. I started
Yes.
applying during those difficult years.
Yeah.
The hack that sort of has been helping me to survive those hard years.
True.
So I don't think it's negative. I don't think it is the same as putting on a mask. It's not like that. It's
But
just
that's
that
what
it
shaped
works.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the condition that shape and mold the version you have. Just like, that's what we learn and then we apply,
Mm.
and that's what you are familiar about.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah.
that's not a mask. It's more like that's what you learn.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
there's no right and wrong.
Yeah.
Because I can also tell you that I've witnessed people who are very well to do, and I can tell you like 9 out of 10 things that they do, I don't agree.
Mm.
And would that be that person is bad?
Yeah.
It's not. It's
It's
how
just
they
not the same with
survive, how
you,
they
right?
live, right?
Yeah, you're right. So these are the kind of things that sometimes, well, I do that. So I have different kind of approaches or hats that I apply in different situations,
Mhm.
and not because I have a split personalities
Mhm.
or anything like that, but because it works. I need a different kind of look and energy at work.
Yeah.
With friends different,
Yeah.
one-on-one with my husband on a date night is different, with my
Yeah.
children is different, that kind of thing. So, and I think these are the kind of things that that if possible, given a chance, I would tell more young girls and young people out there that it's okay to have different kind of personalities or different kind of settings. If
Yep.
you are a machine, different kind of settings, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if even amplifiers have different kind of settings depending on the room
True.
that you put the amp in. Yeah.
True. I think for myself, I apply the personal hat or a professional hat.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know I'm on a professional hat, what I do is I always just make sure that, like you see a different version of me, because at home people see a different version of me. So when it comes to work, people be like, "Oh, why are you like this?" But yeah, because I'm in a professional setting.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Put on an apron and serve you?
Yeah.
No way, right?
Yeah.
So I split between these two, but yeah, people say what they want to say.
I just realized that you were referring to hat.
Yeah.
I was talking about hack. You have all these different hack.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
So you know the hack.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
HACK. But whatever. It's the same concept.
It's
It's the same concept.
yeah.
Right.
I
Different
think the
approach.
methodology is the same.
Yeah. Okay. Just in case you are captioning this.
Yeah. I was like, okay, she keeps saying hack and I'm saying hat. So
Yeah. This is which one?
okay, so I got it right. So you
Yeah.
did say hack and I say hat.
Yeah. But we understand each
Yes,
other, right?
yes,
So we
yes.
we
The
sort of
approach is
speak in the
just
same language.
The approach is just different. Yeah. So okay, that really, I think, inspiring.
Thank you.
I was trying to read you the way that you shared your journey and all this, and how far you have got to from where you started to where it is today, and your success today. Let's dive into the glorious moment now. Let's lock into it. So being where it is today, can you share maybe with me the sacrifice or the sacrifices that you did to be where you are today?
Wow, sacrifices is really a lot of that, right?
I
You
can
know
tell,
this, right?
yeah.
And I think all the women who walked into this room talking to you, I think all these amazing stories. For me, I think for someone who, and I'm not telling my story for sympathy. I'm telling the story, my story, as an inspirational kind of tool.
Yep.
Because sometimes when I listen back to my recording and my interviews and all that, I was like, wow, that is an inspiring story. Oh, that
Yes.
was me, that kind of thing. So I am trying to be positive about telling my stories in a way that if it still can inspire me, no matter how many times I've told the stories, I think it can also inspire some people out there, right?
Exactly.
So when it comes to sacrifices for someone like me, I have been told that I'm very cynical in a way that I'm positive, a little too positive, that sometimes people think that I'm a bit cynical. There's this cynic
okay.
to me, right? But yeah, I think the thing that I would like to highlight today is really the peace of mind. Some people would say that it's time. Some people would say that it is, other things. But for me, it's peace of mind. And I think a lot of women who are in leadership roles, they live there. They constantly live there. That quiet corner where quiet times become a very, very expensive commodity. Because you know what? We don't have that peace of mind.
Yeah.
Because we are constantly struggling inside. I mean, on the surface, it looks like we're doing okay. On the surface, it looks like we are thriving.
Yep.
It looks like we're doing really great. And I mean, it's inspiring and everything. And I'm not gonna discount that.
Yeah.
But underneath that, inside, we are, some days we're just managing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And for me, the biggest sacrifice that I've ever sort of has ever happened to me is losing my peace of mind. I don't remember a week of my life since I started this business 11 years ago where I am completely peaceful. I don't say a week. Being a week is being ambitious. Maybe just a few days. There's always time slots or whatever throughout the day where your peace is being robbed off of you because of decisions, because of problems, because of crises, a lot of things, right? Because you are talking about, you are responsible of X number of employees that you have, not just that,
Yeah.
but your children, because especially if your husband and you work together running that business,
Yeah.
all the money comes from one resource,
Yeah.
one source. So these are the kind of things that I think until now, I don't know whether if I were to rewind to 11 years ago, whether I would do this. I mean, I am being raw here. I mean, I
Yep.
love all my success
Yep,
stories.
yep.
I love all the inspiration that comes with it.
Yep.
I love what I've done. I have contributed in so many people's success stories, whether it's employees or clients or my own family members. But I don't have that peace of mind, It can be very isolating and
Yeah.
lonely sometimes. Yeah.
I can feel you.
Yeah, you can feel me,
I can
right?
feel you because I think that's part of the sacrifice, a decision and the sacrifice
Yeah.
that we call it the invisible sacrifices that people don't see.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's easy just because you're tough.
Yeah.
And it's always the conception of she can handle it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Because of we don't whine like other people.
Yeah.
Right. That's usually the case that
Yeah.
people say, she can handle it because, she's tough. But I'm sure there are days or many, many days in your life you feel lonely.
Yeah. And people say that you want to wear a crown, you want to sit on the throne. So that's a price to pay. I understand that.
Of course.
Got here myself. Nobody
Exactly.
calls me to get here. But it doesn't discount the fact that I don't have peace of mind anymore. Really, I don't know.
How do you cope? How do you cope days when you're lonely? How do you cope those days? I mean, we all have partners, we have family, but there are days even the partner would not be able to compensate that loneliness or emotion.
Oh, that's so true.
It's reality.
Yeah, that's so true.
What should you do about it?
My husband, who's also my business partner, we talk about this all the time, and he is so fully aware that there are areas that he cannot help me with, right? So I mean, if I were to list down my coping mechanism, I mean, I pay a lot of money for therapy. It's like maintenance. Okay. It's like people do hair, people go for facials. I don't do facial because I do therapy, so that is my maintenance. And also meditation. I meditate, and if possible, I try to do it daily. Except for the last few months, I've been,
that's okay,
not so disciplined anymore. And I have my own outlet. And my outlet is spending time with my friends. I don't know whether you see. I think you see it on my social media. I host a lot, right? I host a lot. I party
nice friends,
a lot.
good friends.
Yeah, I do.
Amazing ladies.
Fortunately, I'm very blessed in that area.
Yeah.
So my outlet is weekends are very sacred for me.
Yeah.
I will cook and I will hang out with my family, my friends, and if we have the opportunity, we'll travel, that kind of things. But that doesn't mean it resolve those those difficulties that I have when we talk about losing that peace of mind,
Yep.
right? So it doesn't resolve it. It just helps you to get by, to go through, so that you don't go crazy. Right?
Exactly.
So this is a part that is really important. Your self-awareness, self-consciousness needs to be there. You need to be aware. What is it that you are struggling with? Then you need to seek for help. I mean, if you can't afford the therapy, you do other things. You have your outlet, whether it's sports, working out, or hanging out with people, or knitting, or reading, or watching movies. There are a lot of outlets that will be, that will be able to help you depending on what you want, your needs are, right? So for me, I know the one thing about me, because I think because of my background, my self-awareness is really high. It's too high sometimes. Sometimes it can be very difficult to be me. Like, oh my God, why do I have to be aware all the time, right?
So that's why people don't come, because people know that you can handle things by yourself.
Yeah, I know, right? Sometimes I feel like, can I just be like a blur a bit, like let people read me a bit? Why do I have to read myself and tell people? And why do I have to explain my chain of thoughts to everyone? But that's who I am, right? So yes, know what you're struggling with, or you know what the areas you need help with, and try to seek help in whatever you can define the help in your own way. Yeah.
So your avenue, the way that you seek help, or I would say that the way that you space out or you heal would be your therapist. Or there's
Not
other
really.
avenue?
I
No.
think for my therapies, the sessions with my therapies, it helps me peeling it's like onion, right? So we're
Right.
peeling one layer at a time, and peeling that layer, whilst it's very hurtful and painful when during the session,
Yep.
it helps me understand why I am the way I am, why I think the way I do, that kind of things. And it helps me to continue functioning, because I'm a very high functioning person. And as a high functioning person, you understand this. It is painful because you're just so self-aware, you're so high functioning, but you're also a human.
Yep.
So you are like, I want to cry. There's a meme on social media, like, you want to cry so badly, and the facial muscle is already, getting there.
Yes.
And before the tears comes out, oh, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I need to be an adult today. I
Yeah.
need to be a boss today. I need to be a mother today.
Yeah.
That kind of things, right? So the sessions with therapists helps me peel some layers to help me understand. But I think my avenue is really doing things that I like. Seeing people who bring joy to me.
Yeah.
I think that's that. Whether it's my family or friends, really that, constantly chase for that joy and create that joy, not just chase. Chasing sometimes can be very draining and, difficult.
Yeah.
I create that joy as well. So that's my avenue.
That's also because you have a very great support system.
I do.
That that what we call during therapy is the circles that you draw, and who would be the top 5 person or lesser or more in the inner circle. Like you close your eyes, you know that these were people that you will call if you're in trouble, and you know they will be there for you. And then the second circle and the third circle. So we have a few circles, and then I think the fourth or the fifth one is a dan lain tidak apa acquaintance circle.
Yeah, the DLL, yeah.
Yeah. So I practice that a lot too, and it changes every season.
And it doesn't need to be big.
No, it can be one
circle,
person.
right?
And what the therapy said to me was, it doesn't even have to be a family, because not everybody have beautiful family.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't force yourself, but you must acknowledge truthfully to your heart who would be the first person in the inner circle or the top 5 that you will highly rely on them when you needed them the most.
I completely agree with that. And I think knowing that, being aware who they are helps.
Yeah.
Because sometimes and also be willing to actually accept help.
Yes.
Reach out is one thing.
Yeah.
And accept help from people. And
something I learned over the years.
Yeah, you have to learn, especially when you are a strong person, right?
Yes.
It's not easy, right?
Not easy to say, I need help.
Yeah. And also coming from our kind of background, when most people, they have the textbook family, they can always reach out to mom, dad, or sisters, uncle, aunties. I mean, I didn't have that. I only had one person, but fortunately for me, that one person was amazing.
Yeah.
So she could do what a normal textbook family could do for me. So fortunately for me, and I think I carry that with me every day.
That's great.
Yeah.
Turning to that, that's a question that that I think you will be able to share more with the audiences that about your family. Because apart from the support system, which is your lovely husband over there,
Yeah.
and then you have amazing friends.
Yeah, I do.
And then, of course, your decision to be a mother, right? A choice of being a mother is not easy.
Yeah.
And most often, women will struggle between career, a business, and family. And I think that's not easy on you because you have 4 kids. And I remember the last kid was during COVID.
Yes, a COVID baby.
Yes,
To
yes.
do, right? Let's pop another baby.
Baby. So that I believe that it's also not easy at a certain age because it's a coping situation compared to there's a gap.
Yeah.
And I believe you kind of like try to balance. I remember your story, you kind of balance that out a little bit.
Yeah.
Was it hard for you?
Oh, it was hard. I think I feel like it was okay. It was hard, but I knew what I needed to do. Like becoming a mother came very naturally for me. I mean, for someone who didn't have a mother growing up in her life, I mean, okay, let me rephrase that.
Mother figure.
I have a mother figure because
That's
of my
your
grandmother, right?
Yeah.
But as in, my mom was not the one who raised me. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, I had her. I mean, anyway, so I think in the most interesting way, I've always wanted to become a mother. Like, hey, it's okay, I don't have a mom now, but watching people watching people being mothered, always it sort of planted a seed that I want to become a mother, and it came very naturally for me. And whilst I had my first child when I was really young, I was a child myself. It's not it's the circumstances, but I love everything about motherhood. I really love motherhood because I think I'm really good at motherhood.
I can tell.
I'm fun.
Yeah.
I love being a mother, and I don't, some people, and I don't judge. Some mothers find it like a chore, to do things as a mother, to parent, right?
Yeah.
For me, I really enjoy everything about it. I love being pregnant. I love breastfeeding. I mean, of course, during the newborn stage, I can say easy for me because my husband did everything. I mean, well, I needed to breastfeed, but he would be the one waking up and get the baby ready and change
that's so lovely.
her or him, that kind of things, right?
Okay.
But I love everything. And I love disciplining my kids with love. And I think everything that I do now, I think my fundamental, the principle that I have, the value that I hold really dearly and tightly is actually do it with love. So it came rather naturally for me. It was hard. Every child has its own difficulties. Like our fourth, Layla. Layla was born with heart condition. So at 3 months old, she had to go through heart surgery. So it was hard. But there was also this gratitude that I always feel because, when we had her, financially, we were doing well. We could afford to just pay for the surgery because the insurance didn't cover it. Can you imagine if it happened with the first child or the second child? We couldn't afford it. But, but it happened with Leila. I mean, it was unfortunate, but there was also this gratitude that I carry with me, that we carry with me, both my husband and I. So there's a lot of hardship, but there's also a lot of joy. There's so much joy.
There's a lot of blessings too.
A lot of blessings. Yeah.
I can see love from your face already.
Yes.
You're so happy. Because I was about to ask you if you ever felt mother guilt, the fact that you have a business, you have so many things to take care.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to many ladies and a lot of them talk about, they feel guilty, don't spend enough time, and they feel like sometimes they kena OT pun, tak jumpa anak, like which they don't get to see their kid and all that. Has it ever occurred to you?
Oh, yes. Oh, come on. I'll be lying like if I say I have all this perfect
That's why
money.
you need to get it from Yan.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not the part where, I look great, I can go out for drink and all that. But
guilt.
let's talk about the raw part.
Let me tell you one thing. The guilt will follow you forever. It never leave you alone. The guilt as a mother, as a parent, will follow you forever. Like my eldest son is 22 years old. I still feel guilty. I still feel
Really?
guilty about something that I did to him 18 years ago.
No, really?
Yeah.
Why?
This guilt thing is very nasty. It will follow you forever as a mother, as a parent. It's just something that it's just that you need to keep reminding. Like for me, I need to remind myself that yes, it's hard, but it's clear of what I need to do. Whatever the decision is, whether leaving them with babysitter to go to work or extending the babysitter hours so that you can do OT,
Yeah.
or, those sounds like, things that you need to do, or putting them with babysitter so that you can go and have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not saying just for work,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the whole spectrum of things.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to know that you do it with a clear intention, that you are not trying to be an absent parent, or you're not trying to skip your responsibility, right? So as long as you know what your intent is and intention is, I think it lessen the guilt feeling. But the guilt
But it will
be
always
there.
linger.
Oh God, yes. I
Okay.
felt guilty this morning because I forgot to read the school app about Layla. The school has this app, so the teachers are doing an amazing job updating the app. But I always don't read it. For someone who is so good at what I do, and I'm a coordinator, facilitator, strategist, I'm so
Right.
good at keeping myself, in order. I always just don't read the app, the updates. I don't know why. I think it's a subconscious, like, it's okay, it's just doing good. Oh, my husband will read it. Oh, it's okay, it's just a kindergarten, that kind of things. It's also
So you have to do it
subconscious.
every day.
But you have to read it because sometimes you just need to pack different clothes for tomorrow, and there's a session, this
I heard
and that.
about
And sometimes it's like last minute notice. You just need to be in the know. But sometimes you forget. So the guilt will be there. But then go back to that thing that I said. Was it your intention to be a irresponsible mother? No, right? Was it your intention to be absent? No, right? Then it's okay. You're good.
Yeah. It's not an excuse, but we are humans. Sometimes it's just something that, it just happened to be.
Yeah. And I think for me, it is the very definition of showing up for my children. Because showing up doesn't mean, there's this thing that I've been reading a lot recently. Textbook
What is that?
parent. Textbook parent means you do everything per the textbook.
According to
the rules and the terms.
Okay.
You need to you need to feed them the whole pyramid of food.
Yep.
All the wheat and the vegetables or whatever. And if you don't feed them very, very high high nutrition kind of food, you're not a good parent, example. You need to spend X number of hours doing homework or reading with them for bedtime. You need to take them to play outdoors in the nature instead of being indoors. You need to do this, and that. And some people, they really go by the book. Good for them. I'm not that person. For me, it's all, just now I mentioned that how I do things with my children or in my life is all with love.
Yes.
As long as I do with love, I can actually lie down like a couch potato while they do whatever on the floor.
Yeah.
That's me showing up for them. Showing up when they need me.
Yeah.
Showing up when I need them.
Yeah.
Showing up when you need to. That's for me. For me, that's showing up. That's not the X number of hours doing X number or Y number of activities because you were supposed to do that. So that's me showing up. As long as I show up for my children, I'm happy. I think I'm doing a good job as a mummy.
So what do you hope from your children? Watching from your journey? What do you hope that they will learn from you through your journey?
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a good question. My hope is they take a thing or two from my journey, from my experience, and they carry it with them. But at the same time, they are not 100% shaped or molded by that.
Yeah.
I want it to be their choice, who they want to become, what they want to do in the future when they grow up. whether as a mother, as a father, as a friend, or in their career, is and not do it and not decide those things based on who I am as their mummy. So
Yep.
yes, I want them to learn, but I want them to decide what they want to do with that lessons.
Speaking about that one thing that I'm curious because I'm not a mom yet, right? So sometimes I have this curiosity about things about how mother would give and how much they can give and how much they want to give. And let's say Leila comes to you and she say, "Mama, I want everything the best," right? Would you give everything that she wants?
Oh, that's a yes and no question,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If I can, whatever that she's asking,
Yeah.
whether it's a tangible request or intangible,
Yeah.
if I can provide, I think I will.
Everything.
Everything. Say, for example, we're talking about candies here.
Yeah.
Say, for example, we're talking about tangible things that I can afford. And because I've read the situation that she had dinner, or maybe not dinner, lah. That makes me a really, really bad mother to give candies at 9 p.m. But which I do, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, say, for example, she's done everything that she needed to do that day. And we were in the candy store.
Yeah.
And she wants all the candies in front of her. If she wants, then the answer is yes.
Okay.
But if she's asking for something that is not realistic, like and also she's not earned it, I will not give her everything. And don't say everything. I might not even give her anything.
Does she need to negotiate with you?
Oh, my children negotiate with me quite a bit. But
you're a good negotiator.
I am a good negotiator. And I think they took after me quite a bit. And we're not, when I say good negotiator, we are not negotiate. We don't negotiate using force.
Okay.
My children are good. When I say good, it's because they are so good at negotiating. You don't realize that they're actually negotiating because they do it with so much kindness in them. You know, negotiating to get something from the other person without making the other person feels bad, whether it's a mother, father, or koko, that kind of thing. So they negotiate, they try to get what they want, but they're also okay if they don't get it. And they do it with kindness, very gentle. And two, if they don't get what they wanted, they're okay. None of my children, you hear stories about the children rolling on the floor. None of my children ever did that. Not even Leila. Leila is the bonsu, anak bonsu.
Yeah.
And most of the time, anak bonsu is very manja and very spoiled, right? But not even Leila. She might cry a little bit and then we just say, why do you need to cry? Are you in pain? We just... put some senses into their head and they will realize, I'm not in pain. So meaning I can't cry now. I mean, I do let them cry because crying is really important.
Yes.
Right? But, in situations that don't make sense, just, are you in pain?
Yeah.
Where is it hurting kind of thing. So you sort of reverse psychology. Then, they feel like, okay, if they decide not
Smart
to
move.
continue crying, they will stop crying.
Yeah. Oh, that's a very good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I can't write a book about parenting, that's for sure. Nobody will buy the book.
How would you know?
Because my husband and I always joke about we should receive an award on how we parent. Like sometimes we give candies and ice cream before bedtime. Most parents will do that. And let's not. Then what about gadgets? I love gadgets. I'm a tech girl, right?
Yeah.
So I believe in the power and benefits of gadgets and devices and tech if you guide them to use them properly.
Correct.
To maximize the potential and, to amplify the potential that you receive from using the gadgets and devices. So I have no problem. I don't have, all this screen time. Sometimes we do, depending on the situation. But yeah. So because of that, we always joke that we are obviously not textbook parents and we should receive an award for this, kind of things. It's an inside joke.
I totally agree with you because there's no right and wrong and there's no one set formula for everybody.
Yeah, correct.
And the thing I always talk to people is that when you leave legacy. I'm not a parent yet. That's because there are also people who come and, like sound me like, who are you to talk about parenting? You're not a parent yet.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
But I got where I am today, not because my parents are textbook smart people. They are because they teach me senses, foundation, principles, values.
In a way, you have experienced parenting, being parented, being mothered, being fathered kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but I parent my office.
And you're also parent. I don't know how many employees you have today because it's such a...
And it's not
really
easy
well.
because taking care of the office where the young talent brings their trauma from home to office, expect the bosses to solve it, it's also an issue.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's not an issue. It's not a negative thing, but it's just that
something that you have to do.
Have to deal with it and balance it out.
Yeah. And then I think sometimes, actually, you are right. Thank you for bringing that up because actually parenting the employees is more difficult than parenting my 4 children.
Yeah, because you're already molded with certain conception.
Yeah.
And the way that they have live at home with a certain personality that is probably given and forgiven. But when it comes to office, you're not forgiven for that because this is reality.
Yeah. And also because as an adult, to me, my personal opinion is, I mean, like for me, one of my biggest fears is losing respect from the people who I invest in, and primarily the employees, right? I groom them, I invest in. So if you parent in a wrong way, or you're not doing a good job in parenting them, because I'm a work mother, right? You are a work mother. I'm afraid that I will lose that respect.
Yeah.
So it comes with a certain expectation that I put on myself.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder, in my opinion, as compared to the 4 children because they don't have expectations yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when it comes to company, there's a lot of expectation, both vice versa.
Yeah.
Right. And you make this decision, there's something to say. If you don't make this decision, there's also something to say. It's not easy to be a husband and wife business like yourself. And there is always a comparison between the male and the female leader.
Of course.
It's always the case.
Different style, right? So
exactly. And that's where the struggle that I had over the years, and I realized that around me, there's so many people also struggle with that. The majority of the ladies, that they struggle to have a voice, self-respect, and I was not the only one. And that's where, voila, this podcast exists.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing podcasts. I've always wanted to do one, just to have the bandwidth.
Yes, because there's so much things to share and to inspire each other. And me being in the tech industry is not easy. That there are times that people think that my success comes from my husband because he's Masale and he's the tech guy.
Are you a Sarong party girl?
No. It's just that
you founded.
Yeah, it's just that I founded the business. I opened the market.
Yeah,
but I was never easily receive credits. It's always that.
That's unfortunate, right?
Unfortunate that I've accepted.
Stigma. Yeah, I think we just have to accept it. I like the way you say it because dwelling on it, you will just drown yourself.
Exactly. I'm in pain, not them.
Yeah.
Right? The people who speaks normally won't feel the pain because words are cheap.
Yeah.
And it's easy to just say things that hurt people.
Yeah.
And I realized that the best way to deal with a situation like this is ignore. And because I know what I do, I know where I've achieved, I know what great job I did and how amazing I am as a person, I don't need to report to you.
Yeah, and the important people who are important to you know this.
Yes.
Remember the circles that you mentioned, right? So for as long as they know, there's only so much you can do to care about everyone or to be everything to everyone. So I don't think any one of us can do that.
Yeah, you don't have to agree my leadership style, but we all respect each other.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I always tell people these days. You don't have to agree what I do, but you need to respect what I do.
Actually, that is very interesting. I just read about that. Respect and approval. Agreeing, respecting, and approving are all 3 different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I learned it in a hard way, but yes.
Yeah.
So I stopped trying to justify things and I would just tell them that this is what I think. And I think there are more women should do more of this conversation out there to tell people this is what I think and stop apologizing when you know that you want to be firm with your decision because you know it is right.
Yeah.
And that is so important that do you think there's something that we must do apologize that they should have owned it?
Yeah, I mean, I think this question, a lot of people throw this question out there, whether on panel discussion. I received
Yeah.
this question, and I remember I was talking about we women have to stop apologizing for certain things, for being ambitious, for wanting more,
Yeah.
for, people think that love and ambition sits on the opposite, which is so not true. And
Yeah.
I will make sure I continue saying this to my daughters, especially. I want them to know that love and ambition they don't need to sit on the opposite side of things, right? It can be together.
Yeah.
And yeah, the quick answer is women should really stop apologizing for whatever we are or whoever we are.
Yeah.
Right? Whether we want more, we are ambitious, or we want both motherhood as well as a successful career
Even
woman.
if they don't want to be a mother.
Or even if you don't want to be a mother.
Yeah.
Or even if you want to choose one or the other.
Exactly.
You don't need to be apologetic about that.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important because, I mean, I'm not an extreme feminist, and I think I'm not extreme in any way, but I'm just saying that there are men out there who are not apologetic about who they are,
What they
do,
did and what they
right?
did too. Yeah.
So I think women should
Yeah.
also do the same. The other thing that we should do more now, if we have any influence at all or power at all, whether as a business leader or a social influencer, is to talk more about the difference between preserving our womanhood versus becoming a woman.
Yeah.
Now, all these talk about fitness, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, looking a certain way, having a certain shape, having a certain skin condition. It's all about preserving your youth. It's all about, looking at that, looking at aging, looking at growing older as a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, of course, you want to be fit. Of course, you want to be healthy. Of course, you want to be toned and all that. I am, because in order for us to continue providing to our people or continue
be a role model or
functioning,
something.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have all that. It's materials. It's like fuel, right?
Yeah.
But also, I just think that sometimes if we have the platform, we should talk about the idea of becoming a woman. Becoming a woman, and how aging also means we have all this wisdom.
Yeah.
And wisdom is the glow up.
Yeah.
People talk about glow up from certain things, but what about getting the glow up from being a wise woman? So I think women should start talking about that a little bit more. Apart from the being apologetic, and stop being apologetic or being afraid to ask.
Apologize for, at being at 40. Sometimes I hear ladies are being upset because they're 40s. I say, no, you should celebrate.
Celebrate, right? You've lived 40 years of life.
Exactly.
And life is such a precious thing, right?
Imagine there are 40 years of knowledge and wisdom.
I know, right? 40 years of the opportunity to make mistakes and learn from the mistakes and carry the lessons with you, not just for you, but for the people in your life, right?
Exactly.
It's amazing.
I encourage people to celebrate. When you're 40, celebrate.
Yeah, I love growing older.
Yeah.
I love celebrating my birthday, that's one. But I also love shouting my age, and I love telling people that, hey, I am 41 years old, and the amount of experience that I have, the amount of people that I've met,
exactly,
the amount of love that I have received, and the amount of love that I have given, that kind of things, because I have done this for 41 years. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been echoing about this to a lot of ladies. Don't worry about a lot of things. You only need to think about you're still healthy, and you have gone through 40 years or more. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
And we all will continue to learn something out of that. And that's so important for people to remember.
Yeah.
That don't be upset. Yeah.
Really. Oh my God. The luxury, the opportunity to age, to grow old is, oh my God. Some of us don't get that, right?
Exactly.
And we are doing that. We are given that opportunity to celebrate that. I love
exactly.
that. And I know you do as well.
I do.
Celebrate your birthdays.
I enjoy.
I love that about you, and I love that about
I
people.
always tell people, like, the fact I don't feel bad at like 40, because can you imagine I have collective of 40 years of life and experience to share with you.
Yeah,
And I hope that you don't have to go through what I went through.
yeah.
And I believe that that's the best gift that I could give you, more than money.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there are things that happen to us that we don't want people to experience, but for us, having that, to me, I'm going to use the word luxury, because for me now it's a luxury. It's this
Yeah.
precious commodity for me that, my God, I have all these
Exactly.
that shaped me, that molded me, that put me here, and I am who I am today. Whether it's love, whether it's joy, whether it's strength, or anything that you resonate with, it's because of that 40 years of living.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what is that one lesson that, or maybe a few lessons that you're still learning on this journey?
Oh, wow. I'm learning so much. I don't know. I think I'm a student of life in a way that one thing that I'm still trying to learn or trying to be better is having more patience.
Good point.
I think I am not a patient person, because I
Okay,
want
what do you
things
mean by
fast.
not patient? As in, like, you want things to be fast and efficient, or you're just not patient waiting for people?
Oh, both, I think. I am not patient when it comes to waiting for results, right? I mean, I
Okay.
keep saying that, hey, I can get it done within, sometimes this happens between husband and wife, right? I can get it done within 5 minutes. Why do I have to wait for 5 hours to get it done? Or with your team members or anyone at all, right?
Yep.
So I'm very impatient. And I think because I'm so aware, I'm so confident that I can do it within
the time frame.
right?
Because
So
you
when
know
people
you
are
can
not
do it.
able to do it, I feel like, okay, I'm really trying here. I'm really trying here, but can you do better? Can you do better? Can you do faster? That kind of
Do
thing.
you actually get involved in the end?
So I think when I say I'm learning, I'm really learning. I'm trying to apply this. So I will just go and meditate somewhere and, like, you know what? Even if I don't get the results as fast as I hope for it to be, at least people don't get offended by me. So I need to choose my battle. So I'm learning. So I think I'm becoming more patient each day of this life that I'm living. I don't know whether I can start patting myself on the back. I think I'm
You
long
should.
way. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm still impatient. At home is the same. I'm very impatient. The good thing is, because of my impatience, my lack of patience, I can do a lot of things, and I'm very good in a lot of things.
There's always
I
the
start
pros
doing
and
it
the cons
myself.
of things,
Yeah.
right? There's the certain things that, because you're a high achiever, it's not good for maybe mental stress, but it's also good because of that you are where you are today.
Yeah, and also I can achieve more after that.
Exactly.
So again, this is the part where sometimes, being the 41 years old woman, it comes with wisdom, right? And the wisdom allows you to, like, hey, justify. Don't feel too bad about being impatient. Like, at least you get to achieve, you get to check 2 tasks from your checklist.
5 times ahead of everybody.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So, you just have to find what works for you.
So what you have made peace with yourself of all the things that happen?
Wow. With everything that has happened to me, as a few days old baby, been left to grow up with grandmother in a forest, in a jungle, without civilization, that kind of things, to being a young mother and everything, I think one thing that I take with me and is the fact that I have survived it all.
Yeah.
And yet I managed to stay soft enough to love.
Yeah.
And I have made peace with that. I have made peace that, yes, there were all the struggles and obstacles in my life.
Yeah.
But I survived it all.
Yeah.
Still surviving some of that. And yet I still managed to stay soft to love and to receive love. So I think that's quite a skill that I achieved from making peace with what happened in my life.
That's amazing. But with that said, once you make peace, right, I believe that throughout the journey, we all have fear. What is that one fear that you have and you let go and you move forward? there's a struggle before, and then after that you move. We all have struggles, but the most important is fear, because of fear will hold us back, right?
Oh, fear does hold you back. I think for me is a fear of abandonment. Because I was that baby, during the therapies, we did EMDR, is a therapy, right? It fortunately it helps me in a certain way, but unfortunately, I had to revisit a very painful layer of trauma, right? So the abandonment, the fear of abandonment is still here. It visits me every now and then.
Yeah.
And it hurts me in many ways. It's not just of of the fact that you're being abandoned physically. Is when people didn't think about you before they decide on something.
Yeah.
Or when people didn't think of the consequence towards you, or towards a business, or towards a family when they did something, that kind of thing. So for me, sometimes I feel like I'm being abandoned. Whether it's a thought that didn't cross their mind, or physically being left behind, or being left in the darkness when people go silent, that kind of things. So that is the fear that I think is one of my biggest fear. And whilst I work really hard to manage it, to survive it, or to live past it, it is still with me. It shows up, it visits, and it is something that I'm working on. I don't know whether it's a good thing. Until now, I cannot find a way to look at it as a good thing. For me, I am still stuck in a place where I don't think it's a good thing, but it's part of me. Is one of the things that probably may haunt me for a long time. Maybe it's not forever, but for now, it is. Yeah.
But it's a work in progress. Again,
it's
still a work in progress. It's just like life is a surfing. It's like surfing, right? Like life is like surfing. That sometimes there's no wave. Seems good, right? Sunshine, sunny, suddenly the surfing feels great and it's a great day. But there are days where, there's wave, there's storm. Then you end up revisiting the jukebox of fear. And in that case of abandonment, it's something raw and painful. At times it can be very daunting.
It's very daunting, and sometimes it can pull you down. You are having an amazing day. You are achieving so much for the day.
Exactly.
And boop,
In the rabbit
Inside
hole.
Out, the animation, Inside Out, there are all these what do you call it? Emotions?
Yes.
Joy and whatever, and there's fear. For me, sometimes, joy is working really hard to make sure that it's a good day, and suddenly fear just comes in and like, like silang joy, like, nope. I want to take the wheel today, that kind of things. It happens.
It happens. I think one method that I use a lot from my therapist is that when I say, oh, I'm so angry today, she would ask me, so between 1 to 10, how angry are you? One is being the least angry, and then 10 will be very, very angry. By the time I figure out where I am, the anger is gone.
Oh, is it because the fact that you need to do the thinking, the exercise?
How angry am I? Oh yeah, maybe 4? No, it's actually 5. No, actually 9.
And the loop
already. Hey, what am I angry about?
Oh, that's good. For me, I use Inside Out. I always say that, hey, come on, fear, go back, or like anger, go back, because let joy take the wheel, Come on, Joy's working really hard here. I mean, Joy was doing really well steering the wheel until you suddenly wanna, come in front and, take the wheel. So I always use that. I know it sounds very
and it works.
Cartoon.
And it really works. Yeah. I think there's no right and wrong methodology in applying how we overcome our challenges every day. That's the reason of this podcast as well. I want to keep the story real and raw, because there is no one formula for everybody, and everybody coping mechanism it's absolutely different. And that's why I always say there's a season for everything. When we go for therapies, help, We look for ideas,
Yeah.
a way out, suggestions, and sometimes we just need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
And there's no right and wrong. And I think your work
Yeah.
may not work for me, may
Yeah.
work for some of the audiences out there,
Yeah.
that they were like, oh, I wanted to Google and find out a lot about it. I think the most important is not to heavily utilize on ChatGPT.
Oh my God, yes. But I know sometimes, I have days where I talk to my ChatGPT like a sparring
Comfort.
partner.
Yeah.
Just I want to debate with someone. I
Yes.
don't want to hurt an actual human being's
Yes.
feelings.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
use my ChatGPT. My ChatGPT has a name. That kind of things.
Yeah, my ChatGPT has a name too.
Yeah.
I name
I won't
it.
say it on air though.
I name it too. But sometimes when I felt like I did something very silly and I just need an avenue to find out the rational part,
Yeah.
then that's where ChatGPT comes in
Yeah.
to break it down
Yeah.
and analyze it to make me feel better.
Yep.
So then I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
you sound right. You sound right.
Yeah.
We choose to believe what we want to hear.
Yeah, I know. Right?
I choose to believe. I don't care it's right
But
or
it
wrong.
helps us in that
It
moment,
helps
right?
in that moment.
And then because it helps, it allows us to continue functioning, whatever that we were doing prior to
Exactly.
that, right? And it's
Exactly.
beneficial for everyone. It's a
Yeah.
win-win.
The only line that I always tell people that you don't cross is hurting people.
Yeah, agree. 100%.
That's the line, the principal line that I don't agree. Whatever we do, your coping mechanism or whatever you want trying to try for survive, as long whatever you do not hurt people. That's the principal line.
Yep.
Then you can use any avenue that you want.
Yeah.
Right? And that is one thing I really appreciate. And I want to say that I'm so happy and so thankful that you open up to share this and
Happy
you talk
to.
about a therapist. I think we should normalize going to therapists.
Yep.
We should normalize and encourage more people to see as we talk about detox of our body, physical, inside, outside, but many people don't detox their mind.
Yeah.
But you know that mind is the
It's so important.
battery.
Is the engine.
Exactly.
Right? And people talk about working out, people talk about whatever that they do to maintain their sanity.
Exactly.
I think the mind exercise is really important.
Oh,
And I
absolutely agree.
love that you said that, because I am one person who would advocate for therapy. I would want people to normalize therapy. I would tell my children, I would tell my employees that, you don't need to pay 400 ringgit. The reason why I'm paying so much is because I'm going to PTSD specific therapies, right? But, there are also free therapies, counselors out there. So, yeah, normalize therapy.
Just do what works for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely agree to that. And coming to close to the end of our podcast today, if there's one advice you would like all the ladies out there to learn and to listen, and what would be the takeaway, one message from your story that you want it to be?
We talk about having different seasons in life.
Yeah.
And let's normalize accepting that you don't need to have one same season all the time or for a long period of time, right? So you will have different seasons. And different seasons come with different stories. Different seasons come with different lessons and learnings, right?
Yeah.
And some of the seasons are hard. But the hard seasons or the hard part, the hard period of your time is not the full story of your life.
Yeah.
Don't continue living thinking that you're defined by that hard season that happened to you. Remember, keep reminding yourself that, there are all 4 seasons in a year, right? So same as your life, maybe more than 4. It can be 20, it can be 100 or whatever. Just go through that season and then get past it and then start a new season. But that season, that hard season that happened to you is not a full story. It doesn't define you.
Yeah.
And it's good if you want to learn. There are some takeaways, some lessons from that season. It's good if it helps you. But if it's painful, if it's not helping you, let it go. Let it go, because, there's another season waiting for you.
Yeah.
And enjoy that season.
Most important is willing to let go.
Yeah.
And let go is also quite challenging. But if you let go, there's always more abundance thing actually waiting for you.
Yeah, it's the law of attractions. In manifestation, I'm a huge believer of the law of attraction. What you manifest, what you think about will happen to you. It will come to you. If you think negative, negative will come to you. Think positive, positive will come to you.
Yeah. That's how you attract and
So,
how your mind. We
that's
can
right.
always reprogram and rewire our brain.
Yeah,
and
you can
our
always
mindset.
not just mindset. You're right. You not only you can recondition, rewire, reset your mindset, but also your nervous system. And it's so
Exactly.
important to be aware that your nervous system needs a reset.
Yeah.
And that's why don't live in that hard season.
Yep.
Let the season pass. Let it go. If winter can go and a different season awakes you similarly to that seasons of your life, let that season go and then enjoy the next season that awaits you.
Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
And it's a very last question for you to complete this sentence that Yan, the woman, I want you to complete this sentence. The woman I am today exists because ...
Wow. Okay. The woman that I am today exists because of the experience that I've had,
Mm-hmm.
of the people that I have crossed paths with, of the love that I received,
Yeah.
and all the love that I have given. Yeah.
Fantastic. Before we wrap and end off today's podcast with Yan, I must say that I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you for taking time to share your journey. I know it's not easy when we want to open up a personal journey with the audience. And I hope that this story that you share will inspire more people out there, more ladies out there, that, you know, you're not alone when you go through a journey, when you feel lonely. You can always revisit, or actually, you can actually check out Yan's Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your Instagram?
Yan Lim. ZIE Yan Lim.
Yeah. Do check her out. She do share a lot of good days and bad days. And
Yeah,
days are
both.
not good. She also actually do share. Not the full detail, but you do share. And you're quite one of the most down-to-earth person that put everything onto story. Thank you so much for today. I'm really grateful to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
And share this space with me, with the audiences. And I wish you all the best. And may life bring you more abundance and beautiful things that happen. May all your wishes come true too.
Thank you. Thank you for today, and thank you for holding this space for me.
No, my pleasure. All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen out there. And I hope that today's inspiration, you were able to bring some messages and keynote to your heart. We'll see you on the next podcast. See you.